Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, I'm Shaughnessy, and on this channel we discuss fragrance, beauty, and wellness. And if you simply like to have a good time and you like my vibe, subscribe. So y'all, I filmed a video, show me your Dent with Bath and Body Works that had been requested, featuring Bath and Body Works fragrance mist. And that got me curious about how many perfumes I have that actually have a dent in them. And so if you haven't seen that Bath and Body Works video, I will link it above. Check it out. This is a tag that has been going around YouTube for a few years. I just never did it. But when one of my subscribers asked me, you know, we'd love to see what fragrance mist you actually have a dent in, I said, well, I would love to see what perfumes. Because I mentioned in the Bath and Body Works video, I always am doing project use it ups. So I just was like, how many perfumes do I have a significant dent in? Now there are perfumes that I could tell had a little bit of a dent, and some of these have a little bit of a dent, but I just didn't bring, it's two that come to mind. There's Sofia Vergara perfumes, and you could barely see the dent, and they're not ones I reach for a lot. So I was like, I know I don't reach for those. So it was fun for me to see what perfumes actually had a dent, and some really surprised me. So we're just gonna start. This is like an informal, laid-back video. I'm not like reviewing these fragrances. I'm just gonna probably tell you my thoughts on them. Just whatever comes to mind when I start talking about them. That's how we're going to do it. So the first one I'm going to start with, I think this is the only one from this house. That's kind of how I'm going to try to do it also. Have them by house so I don't forget any. And this is Kenzo Flower Elixir. And just in case if you can't see, here is where I am on this perfume. Now this perfume is discontinued. It's hard to find. It's not one I think to just reach for all the time because it's discontinued. To me, the easiest way to describe this perfume is it's like Prada candy and add some raspberry sweet syrupy fruitiness. That's what I get from it. I do like it. I'm not going to go and, you know, try to hunt down a backup. So when it's gone, if I can't get it again, it's gone. But I do really like it. But it is one I don't tend to reach for often because you can't get it easily anymore. So since we just talked about this scent, this is Prada Candy. Now this perfume I have had, you see the significant dent. I think I've had this one 4 or 5 years. Prada Candy was my first, you know, bougie perfume that I purchased for myself because I was intrigued by candy. But this is a caramel powdery perfume, and it is one that's always been a compliment getter for me. I remember when I was a director at a preschool, I had staff members asking me about this perfume. I had parents saying their babies always smell good. When I was loving on them, they could say, we can always tell when Shaughnessy has been loving on my babies because they come home smelling like her. And I was usually I was wearing Prada Candy because I was obsessed with it. So this is one. I took a long break from it, and then I told one of my friends at work about it, and she purchased it. And I remember walking into work one day going, oh, what are you wearing? You smell so good. She said, well, oh, Shaughnessy, it's Prada Candy, what you told me about. And I said, okay, girl, I'm about to go get it for myself. I'm missing it now. I need it back in my life. So yeah, Prada Candy, significant dent. And that's my second or third bottle of Prada Candy that I've finished. So that's I think I finished one full size, you know, big size, one little travel size, a roller ball, and now that. Okay, let me see. I'm gonna do Dolce and Gabbana. This is another one I would get compliments on at work, and this is Dolce and Gabbana Perfume. And this is also when I was working at, I was assistant director at a preschool, and that you can see the dent better in this. This is one I remember when I got it, I was like, oh my goodness, because I read reviews and watched videos. They were like, it's so marshmallowy. I was like, oh my goodness. And then when I got it, I was disappointed at that time in my life because I was like, this is not super sweet marshmallowy goodness. But, you know, it's like a powdery, dusting raspberry marshmallow scent. It's what I call now grown up sweet. You know, it's not gourmand sweet where you smell edible. It's just you smell sweet and feminine with a hint of marshmallowy fluffiness. And I remember getting so many compliments on this perfume at that time, and I just didn't get it. I was like, why do I get so many compliments on this perfume? Because I was disappointed because it wasn't what I was expecting. And I finished that bottle, didn't think about it for years, got back into, well, started my channel, and then I became obsessed with watching fragrance videos. And I said, let me get this again. And I love it now. And what surprised me is that this version has more of a dent than the perfume, and this is Perfume Intense. And I hope you can see, if you can't see, here where I am in this bottle. This is a sweeter, deeper, less neroli version of the original Perfume. So I love them both, and I guess this is the one that shows I reached for this one the most over the original. And they're both very soft, and you can wear them both year round. And I'm trying to, the Elixir, I'm trying to tell you how long I've had them in my collection so you can see how much I've used. The Elixir, I want to say I've had it for 3 years. These two, I want to say I've had for 2 years in my collection. Okay, so what do I want to do next? Let's do this. This is Pink Sugar. This has a significant dent. I believe this is the 3rd year that this will be in my collection. Sugary, cotton candy. We all know what pink sugar smells like. This is in my project Use It Up. I do like this, and I can see myself repurchasing this or something similar to it because this is a compliment getter too. And, you know, I've said this on many previous videos. When this was at the height of its hype, I want to say when it first came out, I wasn't obsessed with this. I wanted the blue sugar, the men's version, and I was of that mindset then, oh, I can't wear a men's cologne, and I regret it to this day because I love that blue sugar and I can't find it anywhere. But yeah, Pink Sugar has a significant dent. Another one, I think I have 2 from, and y'all have all this perfume in front of me. I didn't group it or anything. And why do I feel like I'm missing one? Y'all, it was right in front of my face, the other perfume. So this is from Britney Spears, and this is Fantasy in Bloom. And this has a significant dent. I'm about here, almost would say almost halfway. This is one that's a very pretty cherry blossom. It's like a cherry floral scent. Very nice, very soft. It doesn't project a lot. This is, you know, this is limited edition. I got this on Fragrance Net, but it's always sold out. And I think it is pretty, but it's not one I would think, wow, I really need to get it back in my collection, even though I do enjoy it because it's very soft. It doesn't project a lot. Sometimes I can smell it on myself. Sometimes I feel like I can't. And that's probably why it has such a big dent, because when I do wear it, I have to overspray it. I also have a slight dent in Britney Spears' Private Show. And I don't know why this one doesn't have more of a dent because I love it. This is your Dolce de Leche, like caramel, frappuccino, creamy scent. It's so good. It's so light. It's so fluffy. Not that deep coffee, but just frothy, creamy lightness. It smells so good. I love this. And I don't know why it's not more of a dent. But it is a pretty good dent. I think I've had these two about 2 or 3 years also. And yeah, about 2 or 3 years. Now this next fragrances, I'm going to talk about surprised the heck out of me that they all have a dent, because this was a fragrance that I did not like at first, and I just wasn't about it. And then all of these have not deep dents, but for the amount of perfumes I have, and like I said, I'm always focusing on finishing stuff up, these are pretty significant dents for these type of fragrances. And that's YSL Libre. Now this is the original. Y'all, look at that. That's a pretty good dent. Cause this is a Boss lavender fragrance that, if for some reason I didn't like this fragrance DNA. As I've said many times before, the YSL Intense, but it has a pretty good, about the same amount of dent as the original. This is what made me fall in love with the Libre DNA. But still, I don't think I reach for it often, because I feel like I have to be in the mood for it, you know, because these aren't just, to me, easy reach all the time fragrances. To me, they're signature scent worthy, but they're ones that I just don't wear just every day, you know. But I have a pretty good dent in these two, and then the next, and I've had these for about 3 years also. And this next one is the EDT version, and this is the one I have the biggest dent in. Y'all, I don't know I enjoy the fragrance DNA of the Libre line. So yeah, I have pretty good dents in all of them, which surprised me. Another house that surprised me that I had pretty good dents in, this is Carolina Herrera's Good Girl. And if you can't see it, I'm right here. And this is a 1.7 ounce bottle. Now, I think I've had this 4 to 5 years. I don't know, y'all. This fragrance just doesn't, it smells good, but I've never received a compliment with it. I said I was determined to wear it this year. I still haven't worn it. I don't reach for it. I don't know. I'm right here at this little symbol of usage. So I remember I went through a period of like, I'm going to wear this, and because everybody says it's good, and then I smelled it and enjoyed it, but I just never get a compliment, and I feel like I don't just smell it on myself, and I feel like other people don't smell it. I don't know if this doesn't work well with my body chemistry. I'm not sure, but I don't know about her. I don't know about Carolina Herrera. Good Girl. And the other Good Girl I have a dent in is Good Girl Glam. And that's a pretty significant dent, because I've had this a year or less than a year. And this is like the cherry, kind of sour cherry floral version. It kind of reminds me of, I don't want to say a knockoff, but not, is in the realm of Delina, but not Delina. And also that Terry Mugler star fragrance, I can't think of it. It kind of reminds me of that, but add floral. So I like this one, but it's not a Good Girl yet that I am just in love with. Not yet. I'm excited to smell Good Girl Blush. I'm wondering, is that going to be like the soft, pretty, fluffy version? So we're going to see. But I haven't found a Good Girl that I'm obsessed with. I really like Very Good Girl Glam, but I'm not obsessed with any of the Good Girls. Woo! Okay, so another one that surprised me was Jean Paul Gaultier's La Belle. This has a pretty significant dent. I'm almost below the bust. This is not one I think I reach for often either. Now, keep in mind, I'm a heavy sprayer. But this isn't one I reach for. This is another one people love it on YouTube and reviews and men when they smell it. And it's good. What got me was this bottle. I remember when I saw Rhonda Larice, she was the first one I saw her talk about this. It was either her, no, I think it was her. And she showed this bottle, and I wanted this bottle because I love purple, I love gold. This is so like ornate to me, and I just wanted this bottle. And it's a nice fragrance, but it's not one I think of. That's why it surprised me that it's got a pretty substantial dent in it, because I don't think of it. So yeah, so that's La Belle. Okay, now y'all, this is a lot of perfumes. Okay. Another one, this doesn't surprise me that it has a dent because I've had it for so long. This is Mon Guerlain. And so to help you see it better, I used to wear this quite often. I've had this in my collection about 5 years. And when I first got it, I wore it a lot. To me, this is a very classy, elegant, sophisticated but comforting lavender scent. To me, it's a mature scent. I remember German Fragrance said this is how a wife would smell, and I like it, but I don't love it. I have noticed with me and like the more sophisticated fragrances, they're more mature smelling fragrances. I feel like I have to be in the mood and looking in a certain way. And I just have to get over that, because this was not cheap. This was before I discovered FragranceNet, and I bought the lotion and shower gel because I love layering with it, because I bought this in a gift set originally. So I'm using this because it does smell good. I'm just gonna have to get over that, and just, if I want to smell this way, I don't care how I'm looking, I'm just gonna wear what I want to wear. That's the mindset that I pretty much have for the most part, except when it comes to fragrances like this, because some people say, oh, this is a daytime fragrance, this is a nighttime fragrance. I've never been that way. If I want to wear it, I'm going to wear it. But I need to get that way with more of these classy, elegant perfumes too. So that's Mon Guerlain, pretty good dent. Another one from Guerlain is Insolence, the EDT. And this has a pretty good dent in it, because I've had this about 2 or 3 years, and this is like violet, candies, sweet. To me, it's unique. It does smell vintage, but in a good way. I do enjoy this one, and it is a compliment getter. And I used to get compliments all the time wearing Mon Guerlain too, so I don't know what the heck my problem is. Okay, is that everything from Guerlain? I think so. So this next one also kind of surprised me. Y'all, hold on. Let me move these fragrances around, because I'm running out of space and I don't want to repeat what I have talked about. So this is, y'all, what is this? La Nuit Trésor Nude. Now, if you can see, I'm about here on this fragrance. I don't feel like I've reached for this. So I don't know. It's nice. At first when I got this, I was like, woo. And then the more it's been in my collection, I'm like, it's good, but I'm not in love with it. It's a coconut vanilla scent. It's good, but I'm not, gaga over it like I thought I was at first. But I guess at one point when I was gaga, I guess I was using it, because that's a pretty good dent. And I still do like it, but I just don't think of it. But this is because I got so much stuff. Now this next one, oh, I love this. And it's discontinued. And I don't know if they ever brought this out in the huge 3.4 ounce bottle. I remember I got this on sale at Lancome, when they were having some sale on their website, and I just love it. And this is Musc de Monte. Now this is one, it's a little bit more than Nude Trésor. I'm about right here on this one, and oh my goodness, this is the prettiest, softest, fluffiest musk scent. You just smell so womanly, so feminine, so pretty. I love this. Compliment getter also. Okay. Let's talk about, let me do some standalones. This is Pepe Jeans London. I was obsessed with getting this bottle because, look at it, and I'm about right here on it. So it's got a pretty good dent. I think I've had this 4 years. This is a marshmallowy, warm, I can't really smell it, kind of close to the skin, kind of like a drink scent, of course. And I do like it. I remember I was using up something from Bath and Body Works. Can't remember the name of it, and that's the most when I was using this. So this is one, again, I don't think to reach for often. This is Haute Couture EDT by Givenchy. This has a pretty good dent in it. I think I've had this 3 to 5 years. This is a smoky raspberry scent. I mean, smoky raspberry. It is unique. It's another one, I look at it and I don't think to reach for it often. I don't know why. This is my only Tiffany & Co. perfume. This is the original. I think it's just called Tiffany & Co. This was a gift. I've had this, I want to say 5 years. Maybe 5+ years. This is a powdery, musky, very classy, clean perfume. I do like this, and this was a compliment getter too. I don't know why I don't reach for. I remember I was wearing it, and then I saw this dent, and I was like, ooh, let me slow down. I want to run out. And now it's 4 years later. Okay, I have a few here from Juicy Couture, so I'm gonna show you the dents in these. This is Juicy Couture Bye Bye Blues, and that is a significant dent. Now, one thing I'm gonna mention with some of these Juicy Couture perfumes, you have to overspray this one. This is like a candy aquatic scent. I found this at some discount store, I believe right before everything closed for the pandemic. So I've had this about 3 years, and so that's a pretty good dent, because one summer, I can't remember what I was pairing this with, but I was going to town on this, and then I stopped wearing it. So yeah, I'm about halfway through with that. I do like it. I wouldn't think I would repurchase that, because I got it for like $10, and for $10 I love it. I'm not paying 40 for it. This is Viva La Juicy La Fleur. There's the dent in this. I've had this 4 or 5 years. This was a gift. This was always a Juicy Couture perfume I always passed on because it's so soft. But I was watching, I think it was Opinionated Scents, and she was raving about this, and it is pretty, but it's just too light. And that's one reason why it's got such a big dent. It's very pretty, but you have to spray a ton of this. And I still don't feel like I can just really smell it. So this is one, while it's pretty, and I do love the bottle, because I like the Juicy Couture bottles. They're nostalgic for me. They're girly girls, and no matter how old I get, I'm gonna be a girly girl. So I do love the bottle, but I think this one's gonna be a one and done for me. This next one is Hollywood Royale from Juicy Couture. And this, I have to show you this way. This has a pretty good dent in it. This reminds me of Victoria's Secret Supermodel perfume. I was obsessed with that perfume. I went through a perfume and 2 or 3 of the big fragrance mists, the lotion, everything. So I took a break from this, but now this paired with Gingham Heart of Gold is perfection. So I know I'm going to be using this because it's good. And I think I've had this. This one might be 5+ years. So, oh Lord, y'all. You know, with me and perfume, once it gets to 5, I'm like, I got to start using you up, because I don't want them to turn or, you know, smell a little different or not last the way they used to. So the last one from Juicy Couture is the OG. This is Viva La Juicy. There's a little dent in that. Pretty, you know, it's a good dent. So I was using this basically to layer. I remember when this came out, I lost my mind for it. I got my mom, it was either my mom or my dad, one of them, I can't remember, bought it for me, and I would always get compliments on it. And for some reason, I just decided to purchase it for nostalgic reasons. I'm not gonna even talk, y'all know how Juicy Couture smells. So Viva La Juicy, it's a classic, it's iconic, and I have it in my collection. Would I repurchase it after this one? I don't know, but I still do enjoy it, but I mostly layer it with other things now. Okay, I have two from Ariana Grande. This is Ariana Grande's Cloud. This is about halfway gone. I've had this since it, basically almost since it came out. Maybe a year later. I don't know. I'm going to say 3 to 5 years with this one. I'm not going to talk about this scent too much. This is in my project Use It Up. I do enjoy it. I don't know if I love it. I go back and forth with this one. I don't know. That's what I do. I go back and forth with, do I love this perfume or do I just like it? But I do have it in my collection and I do enjoy using it. The next one that has a pretty good dent is Moonlight. I'm halfway done with this one. This is a very pretty scent, but with Ariana Grande fragrances, you have to overspray, and especially the ones that come in this packaging. And then I don't feel like I can smell them. So that's one reason why if I really concentrated on this, it would be gone in the blink of an eye, because I spray heavily, especially with these perfumes from her, because I don't feel like I can just smell them easily on myself. And I want to smell myself, doggone it. Okay, another, is this the last like celebrity perfume I have? Yes, this is it. This is Fancy by Jessica Simpson. I think it's easier to see the dent turn it this way. This is not a deep dent, but it's right there. This is one that I was using Juicy Couture's Gold Couture when I wanted that caramel. And now I'm going to be using this one, so it's going to be more of a dent. This is just pretty. I know it's been reformulated. I remember when I was a teenager, this came out. I was so excited. Or was that early 20s? I can't remember. I went through a whole bottle of this and then I didn't want it again because it was so thick and sweet. But the way they reformulated is perfection to me. I prefer this formulation. Love it. Jessica Simpson's Fancy. Okay. I have two here from Kayali. This is Vanilla 28. You would think this would have more of a dent in it, but I went through a full size of the travel spray of this perfume, and then I just wanted this. Y'all, this perfume just went flying out of my hand. And when I added this, I'm probably going to leave this in here because I screamed and everything because I thought it was a goner, honey. So, Kayali Vanilla 28. I went through a full travel size spray of this, and then I purchased this and it didn't smell as good to me as my travel size, because the other one, the juice was even darker than this. It was like black. So I just let this sit for a year without using it, and it's still not as dark as I wanted, but I wanted to use it. So this is just from about a year of using it, because I think I've had it in my collection 2 years now, maybe a year and a half. So yeah, that's a pretty good dent for me. Another one that I just went crazy over, this one will be a year in my collection. This is Kayali Eden Juicy Apple 01. Now that's a dent, okay? For me, for not being in my collection, I think I got this when this came out, I didn't get it right when it came out. So I don't think this has been in my collection a year. Coming up on a year. I think that's what it is. So this is just the epitome of a fragrance mist in a perfume formulation. Pretty, girly, fruity, flirty. Love it. Kayali Eden Juicy Apple 01. Y'all, I got this other Prada Candy Night sitting right in front of me. So let me go ahead and do this. I should have done it when I did Prada Candy. I have the dent right here. This is the chocolate. It's like a bittersweet dark chocolate, but it is one I like to wear layered with the vanilla. It's not one I think to reach for often, but I'm getting ready to reach for because, I have some I want to, finish up. So Prada Candy Night has a pretty good dent in it, but I feel like that dent is going to be growing. So this next, I have these three from the same house. This is Burberry Her. Has a pretty nice dent in it. This is one, when I smell certain perfumes, it takes me to Lush. Just the way Lush smells so good. And this smells like that to me. This is a compliment getter, but it is one I have to be careful of because of that lactonic note, and it can make me feel sick. And that's why I put it down, even though I love it, because I sprayed too much one day and felt bad. But I plan to start really using this probably towards more transitioning to springtime, because it's been on my mind lately. So that's Burberry Her. Burberry Her Intense. I think it has a little bit more of a dent than Burberry Her, because this is one, for some reason, it gives me that cherry vibe. The way this is strawberry, berry, this to me is deeper cherry, woody. Whoo, it's good. And they discontinued it. So I know I'm going to be very careful when I reach for it, because they discontinued it. Even though Burberry Her Elixir, I haven't smelled that one yet, but the way people were describing it, it sounds like this. So I don't know why they discontinued that. Just to give us something that smells very similar to it based on reviews and other people who compared the two. Okay, this is Burberry Her London. Is this London Dreams, I think? This has a pretty good dent in it. This is a lemon tea kind of fresh perfume. I do really like this perfume, especially in the springtime. And I've had the Burberry's, I think about 3 years in my collection. Maybe 4. No, I remember I was in Ulta. This was right before everything closed down, before the pandemic. And I remember smelling this and then ordering this and others from Fragrance Net. So it's been about 3 years. 3 years. Okay. Another one that's discontinued. This is Valentino Donna Aqua. Y'all, I love this. I think it's hard. I'm right here. And I love this. This is a cherry almond lotiony, kind of aquatic, very unique, sweet, just very pretty scent that you have to spray a lot of. That's why I don't tend to wear often, because I have to spray a lot of this, and I regret to this day I just didn't get the bigger bottle. Even though I had just bought this one, I wish I've gone and got the bigger bottle, so I would have had the bigger bottle and this one, because now you can't find this anywhere. But I love it, and it does have a pretty good dent. Okay, next, this is Elie Saab Girl of Now Shine. This has a pretty good dent, as you can see. This is like a pineapple cake sweet scent. I love this. Year round you could pull this off depending on how much you spray, and I love it. I love it. It's rare. I don't know of a lot of fragrances that aren't fruity escada, you know, like pineapple scents that smell like this. You know, like just a sweet pineapple, kind of gourmand, but not all the way gourmand. I love it. Elie Saab Girl of Now Shine. Whew, y'all, I'm getting tired. Okay, so this next one is Prada Paradox. You can see the dent. I haven't had this. Oh, I've had this in my collection probably 4 years. I've had this one probably about 4 years also. This is one just came out, so it hasn't been a full year, and it's got a pretty good dent for me, because like I said, I'm always trying to finish up and use up certain products. So y'all know I love Prada Paradox. I did a whole video on it. It's great. It's like a mixture of Donna Born in Roma with Valentino Voce Viva, and then you throw in some pink, and there's Prada Paradox. Love it. Since I just mentioned it, this is Valentino's Donna Born in Roma. I'm about right here on this scent. I've had this about 4 years also. Can you tell I started buying a lot of fragrances in bunches at one time. And this is one, I always loved it, but I never got a compliment. I never could smell it. And then I just started playing with it with different combos, because I always loved it, but I'm like, where are the compliments? And then I started getting compliments with this. So it's one, I love it. Valentino Donna, y'all know it. It's popular for a reason. Okay, this is Layered Caramel Overdose. This has a slight dent in it, because when I am wearing Love Don't Be Shy, I will spray my clothes with this to save Love Don't Be Shy. When I want to smell like Love Don't Be Shy, I will wear this instead of Love Don't Be Shy, you know, to save that over $200 bottle. But yeah, it's the dupe of Love Don't Be Shy. Is it as good as Love Don't Be Shy? No. But it does help me preserve that juice in that bottle longer. This next one is Parfums de Marly Saffinade. This has a, you know, it has a nice dent for a niche fragrance. Because let me tell y'all, I was looking at my Killian fragrances and I had dents in them, but they were very minuscule. And I was like, it's not even worth showing them. But this is one that's got a pretty good dent in it because I love it. Again, this is that Love Don't Be Shy DNA, but more toned down, more floral, more powdery, less gourmand smelling than Love Don't Be Shy. This is another compliment getter for me. And with my niche fragrances, I be trying to slow the dent down, honey. But I've been thinking about this one too. I need to wear it. Yeah, it's a good one. Slight dent. This is one that has a pretty substantial dent. This is Hugo Boss Private Accord. Yeah, so this is one, I'm almost halfway through with it. I stopped wearing it because I couldn't find it again. And this is a 1.7 ounce bottle. I couldn't find it anymore on Fragrance Net. And I was like, oh my goodness. Oh, this is chocolate, citrus, candy, cocoa powder, perfection. It's another one that's, you have to spray a lot. And that's another reason why I slowed down on it. But you have to spray a lot, but it's good, y'all. It is so good. This is Olympia. This is one a lot of people know about. This is your salty vanilla scent. This is one I would wear year round for me. And I do enjoy it, and it is a compliment getter for me when I do wear it. This next one is YSL Manifesto. This is one I purchased. It has a pretty good dent in it. Oh, Hugo. I've had Parfums de Marly, I want to say about 3-4 years. Hugo Boss about 3 or 4 years. And Olympia, same 3 or 4 years too. Manifesto, I've had probably 2 to 3 years in my collection. This is one that people said was, you know, reminded them of Britney Spears Fantasy, but the more grown-up version. This does give me vibes of that, but this is very green. This is Britney Spears Fantasy green. And I like this, but I don't love it. So what I want to do, okay. Britney Spears Fantasy was my jam back in the day. I went through about 3 to 5 bottles of that at full size. And then I was like, whew, I'm done. It was a compliment getter. Everybody loved the way I smelled. I don't know how many compliments I received wearing that. Because I would wear other things, but I was always wearing Fantasy at least once or twice a week. And I said, I don't really want it again. So this scent rekindled me wanting Fantasy back in my collection. And I wanted to layer with this one. Because this just needs some sweetness, some original Fantasy to me, because it's a little too green for me. So I will wear this more, and I love this bottle. It's so sophisticated. I will wear this more when I get that Fantasy perfume. Okay, so this is Amo Ferragamo. I remember this was at the start of when I was, you know, starting my channel. So this has been about 3 years also I've had it. This has a dent. I have to show you this way. Pretty good dent. This is going to have more of a dent because I'm going to have to use up, what is that cupcake scent from Bath and Body Works? Margarita Cupcake. I love this paired with it. This is like a creamy orange liqueur scent. Love it. I really do enjoy this scent. And like I said, I know it's going to get more of a dent when I start wearing it with Margarita Cupcake, because I remember loving that combination. And then I stopped wearing it because I didn't get a backup of Margarita Cupcake, but that cream about to go bad, so I know I'm going to have to use it. Okay, this is Floral Street Wonderland Peony. As you can see, it has a pretty decent dent. It's about right here. This is just pretty. This is fluffy, pretty, fairy tale sweetness. I love it. Love it. Love it. Okay, this has a very significant dent. And y'all, I have to, well, let me show you what it is. This is the Vanille by Outreamer. And let me turn it around. Y'all see that dent? I'm kicking myself. Because the 2021, I got this for $7 on sale for Black Friday. I should have got two. I was $7 or $8. This is just a vanilla, somewhat cotton candy sweet scent. I was like, oh my goodness, I'll just get it this Black Friday. Y'all, they didn't have this on sale at all. So I hadn't smelled it, so I blind bought it for the $7 and something. I wish I would have gotten two, because as you can see, I love this. Love this scent. Okay, this is one everybody has talked about for years. I never did get it, and then I got it, and I'm obsessed. This is MAC Turquoise. Now, this is not even an ounce. What is it? How much is this? I can't see. But it has a dent right there of this small bottle. Oh, this is just, you smell good. You don't smell like a perfume. This is a compliment guitar. You just smell clean and nice. Full bottle. Once I use this up, I'm getting the full bottle. No questions. Because for the summer, for spring, anytime really, which this next fragrance I'm going to talk about, anytime you just want to smell nice, pretty, and clean, these are the type of fragrances to me that's year round when you get in that mood. But I tend to really love them spring, summer. This next one, I never can remember this doggone name of this. Hold on. Burberry Brit Rhythm for Her EDT. This has a dent to about right here. MAC Turquoise is not even a full year in my collection. This is 2 years, coming up on 2 years, and this is one that's a year in my collection. This smells like wonderful, feminine baby powder, like adult dusting powder. Oh my goodness. Compliment getter. I love this. I love it. And once I finish this, I will be getting the big bottle. The only reason why I didn't get the big bottle when I ordered this from FragranceNet is because it didn't have a top. So I will be saving the top when this is done, and I'll be putting the top on the big bottle because I love this. Love it. Okay, this next one is one I dog this fragrance, okay? And then, but I'm not quick to get rid of stuff because I know your nose can change, your opinion can change, the way you interpret a fragrance can change. So it takes me a long time to get rid of some fragrances, even though I'm thinking about doing a slight declutter. I don't know yet, but it's been on my mind. But this is one I dogged, and then I had to eat the crow, and that is Dolce & Gabbana Garden. Dolce Garden. Has a pretty good dent in it. I think what made me appreciate this scent more was the way I was finishing up Thank You Next from Ariana Grande. And those two reminded me of each other, but this is so much better because I don't get that pickle note. This is like a coconutty floral scent. I don't even remember. It's unique smelling. And I believe me suffering through Ariana Grande Thank You Next made me appreciate Dolce Garden. It's like a tropical floral coconut scent that is really nice. So yeah, it has a pretty good dent in it. I think I've had this in my collection about 3 years, probably going on 4 now. Okay, this was a gift. So I've had this in my collection about 5 years, and this is Dior Enjoy. So this has a pretty good dent. Now this is a fragrance. It's very nice. It's airy. It's softer than the original J'adore by Dior. And I kind of use this as my interview fragrance because it's sophisticated, it's feminine, but it's not too much. And yeah, I think I'm going to be using this spring because like I said, once it gets to 5 years, you know, I don't know. It's something about that 5-year mark. I've had a perfume go bad, but it was from Victoria's Secret. Everything I've had go bad has been from Victoria's Secret. The mist and the perfume. I'm not talking about, moisturizers. That's Bath and Body Works. But yeah, it's been Vicky, and that's because I had, I think, probably 10 plus years, some of them. So I just try to keep it less than 10. And when it gets to 5 years, I'm like, I need to start using this, or I need to get rid of it. But I don't want to get rid of this because I still like it, and it was a gift, and I love it. I just don't reach for it because in my mind, I made it my interview fragrance because every time I would wear it on an interview, I get the job. So yeah. And the last fragrance we have today is Versace Red Jeans. So this has a pretty significant dent. Let me turn it upside down so y'all can see too. It has a pretty good dent. This is one, it smells like the 90s. To me, it's like a cherry peach scent, fizzy peach scent. I like it. Some people don't, but I like it. And it's a compliment getter when I wear it. So yeah, this is the last one, and I do like the bottle. So y'all, let me count how many fragrances had what I consider a significant dent in my collection, because I had a couple that had, a little dent, but I was like, they're not enough to bring to the video. So hold on. Okay, y'all, so those were 50 fragrances in my collection with, what I consider a substantial dent. So that's good. I'm mad I counted them. I'm like, dang, if this is 50, how many I got in my collection? Because I refuse to count. Because if I feel like I have too much of stuff, I will stop. And I do enjoy what I'm doing on YouTube. And so I'm not going to even, I don't know. People were asking me, Shaughnessy, how many perfumes do you have? I don't know. How many fragrances do you have? I don't know. I just try to keep it manageable for me. And once I feel like, woo, like I felt like, okay, I have quite a few perfumes, and then I stopped buying perfumes for a minute, and now I have the itch to get a couple of fragrances on my list. So I'm happy to see that I have so many in my collection that I'm using. And, it's quite a few. If you haven't seen my perfumes, I finished in 2022. I'll link that video above. Check it out. I used up a good amount of perfumes. I want to top it this year. I don't know if I will. But yeah, so I'm proud. I'm glad I got some dentage going on, okay? So if y'all enjoyed this video, please give me a big thumbs up. Leave me a comment down below and tell me, your top 3 or 5 most used perfumes in your collection with the biggest dents. I would love to know. Please share this video with everyone who likes to see people using their stuff, okay? And please don't forget to turn on your notification bell so you don't ever miss any of my videos. And as I always say, if you like my vibe, subscribe. Until next time, bye.